Whenever the controversial Northern Ireland Offences Bill came forward in 2005, the thrust of the DUP opposition to that bill was not to stop the bill, which is what the SDLP were trying to do. It was to make sure that the blame for that bill hung around David Trimble's neck, saying it went back to Weston Park. Sorry, I want to be very clear about this. Peter Robinson, who sat on that bill committee, made it clear to me personally that he thought I was overdoing it in opposing the bill, that he thought I was foolish in believing I could stop the bill, that it was a done deal, but that they were making it clear that it was done by David Trimble. You only have to read the minutes of that bill committee to see that every time Sylvia Herman spoke from the UUP, it was put on her as to do with Weston Park. Peter and Jeffrey and Sammy on the bill committee, they made it clear that their job was to make sure that everybody associated this with Weston Park. It was never made a deal breaker by the DUP. And Jim, you were in the DUP at that stage. You didn't leave them for over a year. You mightn't have been there, but you knew exactly what was in that bill. And you knew what was in the bill. The bill was public. Everybody knew what was in the bill. It was not being made a deal breaker. How the First and Deputy First Minister was going to be appointed was going to be a deal breaker for the DUP. A review about North-South bodies was a deal breaker for the DUP. But this scheme to give a wide open amnesty, not just this thing to on the runs, but to everybody and anybody, that was never a deal breaker for the DUP. Just so long as David Trimble could take the blame. So let's be clear. So let's be clear about that. Now, after the bill was withdrawn, another scheme came forward. And remember, what the records in front of the court showed was that Gerry Adams expressed a preference for an invisible process. Now, on the one hand, it can't be an invisible process as preferred by Sinn Féin. On the other hand, we're being told, oh, this was open and transparent. Record shows that at Weston Park, some of us wanted to deal with the past. Sinn Féin's focus was entirely on the runs. Hillsborough 2003. On the runs were addressed in Hillsborough 2003. The proposal for a victims forum looking at the past was rejected by Sinn Féin. It wasn't in the OTRs. Sinn Féin only wanted to deal with the OTRs, didn't want to address some other families' wishes.
I'm taking a high ground. I am taking a high ground because the issue of honour. Yes, I am, because we very vociferously and vocally made sure that we kept the issue of the on runs, as with all of the other issues, on the agenda, and we will continue to do it until we get a result.